here are the first 4 Magnum F kits with the shifter installed going out the door. You can see there's the Grannas Racing shifter. And one other cool thing, since I now stock all these transmissions, is I have the ability to trim them for the Mark IV tunnel. So previously, when I would send these out, they would come direct drop ship from Tremec to you. So you would have to trim this piece right here on your own. Now that I stock them and I have all these on the shelf, I can trim them for you so that they're ready to go, installed, and they won't hit the tunnel there on that corner. So that's why I trim that there, it hits the tunnel. Here we have the factory Magnum F Shifters. These are the factory shift handles, so you can see they're really long, and they have this insulator piece here on the top. What happens is these are actually too tall for the Mark IV Supra, so what happens is this will actually hit the interior panel of the car, so it doesn't work. So what I had to do, initially I thought, oh, I'll just be able to make an offset lever for my kits so that this would just be a real simple and easy, cheap way to do things, but it didn't work out that way. I ended up having to make some billet pieces. So these are the pieces that were designed, and you can see here it has this kind of castle to the top of it, and it allows you to offset the shifter with this matching castle extension, and then you have the rod that comes up out of here. So what you have, this is one of the completed shifters and partially assembled. I don't have this in here because I want to show you something with that. So that's how it will be. It offsets at about 1.5 inches. So you get about 1.5 inches offset, which puts it perfectly in the center of the Mark IV Supra. And I'm gonna make different lengths of these for different cars to allow you to offset that shifter. So one of the cool things here with this piece is you can turn it, 90 degrees pretty much any way you want. So if you needed to offset it that way, towards the side, towards the front, or to the back. And then the back is going to be the fitment for the Mark IV Supra, like that. But what's also cool is if you flip this guy. So if you flip them around this way, we put them on here, you now have 8 positions that you can go. So you can go at 45 degrees, 45 degrees. So there's going to be total of 8 positions available for offsetting with this shifter. But like I said, the most common one is going to be the Mark IV Supra, just straight back. And then this guy will attach. And it's all made of billet steel, so everything will be really strong. So what I'm going to do here, this is the factory shifter installed, and you can see here, I'll compare the heights. So if I sit him here like this, sit him side by side, you can see the overall height here compared to here. So basically it allows you to fit it under a more low profile interior if you need to get a tight fit, and I'll show you in the car here how that fits and how much better it is than the factory one. So let's talk a little bit about fitment, and that's one of the things that's most important to me with these kits that I come up with, is making sure that everything looks as OEM as possible. So in order to do that, you can see here the knob that I have, which is fully leather. It's stitched just like the factory knob, except it has my little GR logo stamped in there. And then the pattern is, of course, proper for the T56. On the V160, of course, you'd have the reverse down here. So this leather knob makes it look like an OEM application, except you have your T56 Magnum sitting here underneath all this. And the other little piece that makes this all work together really well is the boot cone. And the boot cone is what allows you to get the boot itself to fit really nicely on there. And that guy there is the bushing. So that's the bushing that allows you to adapt the knob. And then below this is what's called the boot cone. And that boot cone slides down on the shift lever. So that allows the leather shift boot to actually sit up and stay in place, so it's not just dangling there like you would get with pretty much everything else. So this cone allows you a place to actually hold the the leather shift boot in place so that it fits really nice and looks OEM. So underneath here, if I take the panel off, you can see the complete shifter assembly with the boot on there. I'll put the knob back on here. Just turn it a couple times here just so I can get it where I want it. This is gonna be loose, but you can see how nice this new Magnum F shifts with that shifter that I have on there. It's definitely a noticeable difference over the Siki shifter. Here you can see the offset shifter and how it sits in there. This product is this shifter product here is only going to be available if you buy the transmission through me. So don't like email me and say, hey, sell me this shifter. Nope, sorry. It's only going to be available if you buy the trans through me, because basically I have to take the OEM shifter that comes with the Magnum F and modify it to fit my parts that we're using, that we're done here on the CNC. So basically that's it. This is the new Magnum F kit installed, and pretty excited about this shifter option. You can see here when you're in the forward gears, it is pretty close to the original 6-speed tunnel, but the 6-speed tunnel does not need cut. If you're doing an auto to manual swap, it'll require some trimming just like you would with pretty much any manual swap in these Mark IV Supras. The one thing that you would have to do is just clearance up here a little bit. You can see I tapped up a little bit there, just so the shift boot doesn't rub, and over time if that's rubbing there, it's going to cut into that shift boot and then you'll get a leak. So you want to avoid that, but that's it.